Hello everyone, welcome to day 8th of September Leetcode challenge, and today's question is shifting letters. Here we are given a string of English lowercase characters and we need to shift those characters by a certain amount, and the amount is given by another array. So this array states that the first character needs to be shifted by 3 units. The second element of the array states that the first two characters A and B needs to be shifted by 5 units. The next entry is 9. Since it is at the third index, it means that the first 3 characters needs to be shifted by 9 units ahead. So without much ado, let's try and look at the presentation that I have created for this. It's a fairly easy question, although it's medium on Leetcode because of one twist which is missing out of here. So I'll be telling you about that in the PPT. Shifting letters, Leetcode 848, and let's reiterate with the same example. Here we are given the input string as A, B and C. So let's try and calculate by how much amount will A needs to be shifted. A needs to be shifted at first by 3 units, so we need to add 3 more to this. Then we have 5. Since it is at the second index, both the characters needs to be shifted by 5 units starting from the first one, so we'll need to add 5 more to this, and B needs to be shifted by 5 units. Next we have 9, and since it is at this third index, we need to shift the first 3 characters by 9 units. Therefore we'll add 9 here, we'll add 9 here as well, and here as well. So by what total amount does A needs to be shifted? It is 3 plus 8, 5 is 8, 8 plus 9 is 17. By 17 units it needs to be moved ahead. B needs to be moved ahead by 14 units and C by 9 units. So what is the task for you guys? You need to first of all identify by how many units each character needs to be shifted, and once you know that information, you increment its value by that much units. So how do you calculate this value? So you need to go in the reverse direction and find the cumulative sum as you progress in the backwards direction. So first element is 9, it stays as it is. Next we have 5, so 9 plus 5 turns out to be 14. So B needs to be shifted by 14 units. And then we have 3, so 3 plus 14 is 17, and A needs to be shifted by 17 units. So we are calculating the prefix sum in the reverse direction. Once we have iterated and calculated the prefix sum in the reverse direction, we know by how much amount does each element needs to be moved ahead. Therefore it's pretty simple now. You simply add this amount to your variable and calculate it. Now comes the hidden part of the question. Whenever there is a scenario that the value of the character plus the increment that needs to be made goes beyond 26, then what should you do? You should take the modulus, because you have to maintain that each element, each character should be in lowercase English character. So consider that this as a cycle. Once you exceed 26, you need to move and start from A itself, the first character of English lowercase alphabets. So how will you solve this? This can be solved by taking modulus once you find out the total sum, and once you add it to your character, then at both those points please consider taking modulus of 26 so as to get the correct result. So for this case, A plus 17 is R, this gives me R, B plus 14 gives me P, and C plus 9 gives me L. So the answer becomes R, P and L. Just remember this identification where we have to take modulus, because this wasn't specified in the question and the interviewer may be expecting you to ask this corner case. If you don't ask, you lose out your points. So this is the trick that was there in the question. Now let's move on to the coding section, which is pretty simple and straightforward. So let's start solving this question. Here I have identified a new variable shift, initialize it to 0, and I have updated my input string into a character array so that I can set its value at any particular index, because strings are immutable in nature. Next we have the iterator, which is going from the rightmost index to the 0th index, and the responsibility of this iterator is to calculate the shift needed at each position. So what I'm doing is I'm updating shift to shift plus I plus 1 and taking modulus of 26. I have my updated value of shift. I'll add it to my current character, and this equation is slightly tricky. What I'm doing here is I have extracted the difference between the 8th index and the str of ith index, the sky value difference, and added to the shift. I took the modulus of 26, and whatever the remainder is there, I added to the 8th character, and I converted it into a char dataset and set its value at ith index. Once I'm out of this loop, I create a new string using the same str. So let's try this up. Accepted. And the time complexity of this approach is again pretty straightforward, order of length of str. This brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. I'll see you tomorrow with another fresh question. Till then, goodbye.